Hi, everyone. Greetings to you from Maria and me on another Friday afternoon. It is truly lovely to see the sun shining and to feel warmth that actually seems like May. I hope many of you are able to be outside at least a little on this day. Our prayer is that just as the sunshine brightens the day, so may you be warmed and held and lightened in spirit as you remember your place in our Salford community and in the circle of God's love and care.
This week, we especially look forward to being with you again on Sunday morning for our usual worship on Facebook Live at 10 a.m. And we're especially glad for the opportunity to hear Jared Bias preach again. His text will be from John 14, beginning in verse 15, which will follow up from where last week's passage left off.
These days, in addition to looking ahead to each Sunday's service, we are spending time trying to learn what we can and begin to plan for what church life may look like as our region gradually moves into more relaxed restrictions. That time is still a way off. Today, as we were part of the meeting of the Montgomery County Commissioners with faith leaders, Commissioner Val Arkush said she would not anticipate any loosening until sometime in June.
And when that phase comes, we will begin to hear about the possibility of gatherings of up to 25 people, no more. And with everyone still wearing masks and continuing to practice social distancing of 6 feet apart from each other between people who are not of the same household. Will that mean something, anything, or nothing for our gatherings as a congregation? We don't have quick answers to this question, but we do want to engage the question in a responsible and faith-directed way.
To that end, we are beginning to assemble a team of people from within the congregation to look at what the implications for us may be as restrictions loosen a bit. The somewhat more relaxed phase will likely not change our form of worship for many weeks and perhaps months. But we will want to have a variety of skill sets and trained perspectives involved as we look at this overall question and consider many aspects of our life together.
This week, an article from the Sojourners magazine came to our attention. It's called "States Are Reopening, Should the Church?" It reminds us that while our government leaders have a significant role in charting the course for our society and for the specific areas where we live, the church is called, first and foremost, to listen to God's voice and to discern the way of Christ.
And so, as the article says, many churches will choose to behave differently and more cautiously than the world around them. The article names 3 ways our faith prepares us for this strange time and for the tensions we live in these days.
One is, although we may not especially feel this, our faith equips us to navigate uncertainty. Our faith is in the God who delivered the people of God from slavery in Egypt. And we remember that deliverance came through a long period of wandering in the wilderness, being cared for and provided for by God, one day at a time.
A second is our faith puts right at the center love for our neighbor. Along with love for God, this is the core command by which we are meant to live. That means that as we consider when and how to begin reopening, we will be guided by love for others, and especially for those who are most physically vulnerable.
And third, our faith helps us to celebrate the meaning that we can find in our current circumstances. As followers of Jesus, we can celebrate small acts of beauty and of kindness and purpose in the midst of what feels so chaotic.
We can love a neighbor by calling one older adult who is isolated and lonely, for example.
We can support a friend by talking with one who has been laid off.
We can participate in God's provision by volunteering or contributing at a local food bank.
We can support a local business by ordering delicious takeout food.
Our faith will sustain us, and we will support each other in our faith as we continue to make our way through the uncertainties and the questions of this so challenging time. And always, always, we will together turn to God.
Join us in this prayer from the Corrymeela community in Ireland. God of our hearts and minds, God of our nervous systems, as our eyes and ears try to take in another day of news, our little bodies absorb the shock of the biggest event of our lives.
Help us make sense of what we honestly feel.
Fear,
Loneliness,
exhaustion,
anger. And in naming what lives in our innermost selves, may we grow more human with each other.
warm-blooded and social, communicative and relational.
Present to nurse, eager to soothe the people we more fully can be. Amen. Peace and strength to you, dear ones.